What's up, guys? In this Hearthstone video, we're going to actually go through and open a bunch of packs with you guys and explain some of the cards that we're opening, so that way you get a better understanding of how to use certain cards, what certain cards can be good for, and kind of the benefits of playing certain cards and what kind of decks that you're going for. And to help me explain all this, as always, is Akky. Akky, what's going on?
Not much, my man. Let's fingers crossed for some legendaries, huh?
Well, dude, I've gotten 2 Yseras, so...
Oh, what?
Yeah,
I don't have a Ysera. I got a Jiraxis, but not a Ysera.
Yeah, I had to disenchant it because you can only have one.
Yeah.
Alright, so guys, what you're seeing here, first off, I should probably explain this, is when you get a pack, whether you win an arena or you pay 100 gold or you use real money to buy a pack, what you do is you go into your little packs page, you go here, and then you just throw a pack here, and this will open the pack, okay? Every pack is guaranteed at least one rare card. So what you do is then you can just click on them, and actually if you just scroll over them, you can see if there's any good cards before you flip them. So this one's actually going to be a rare, because it's got the blue hue around it. If it were purple, it would be epic. If it were orange, it would have legendary. So we're actually going to go through and open these, and then Akky and I will go through and kind of explain each of these cards, where they would be good, and what they would be used for.
Let's do it.
Ooh, Shadowflame.
Ooh, Shadowflame. Fun
This
card.
this is actually a great board clear card for Warlocks.
Oh yeah.
And when I mean board clear, guys, just to, and then I'll let Akky go into this card exactly what it does. But board clear, what that is obviously when you're playing Hearthstone, having good board clear and staying in control of the board is one of the keys to success. Card draw, board clear, and damage are the 3 things that really determine whether or not you're going to do well against the opponent you're playing. And this is a great board control card. So Akky, go ahead and explain this one a little bit.
So basically, this card here, Warlocks have got a couple of options for board clear. Hellfire, which does 3 damage to everything on the board, including your hero and the enemy's hero. But the Shadowflame here lets you destroy a minion without taking a penalty to yourself. So you destroy the minion, and then you deal that minion's attack as damage to all enemy minions. So it's a really good way to clear a board if if you get behind. You can play this, just sacrifice a minion with like 4 attack, and it'll clear everything with 4 health. So it's really good. Really good
it's shiny. It's shiny.
Purple epic.
Purple epic.
Let's do it.
Doom
Hammer. So amazing card here for the shamans. Currently considered one of the best weapons in the game.
Easily.
By far. So with this one here, shamans have a unique playstyle with overload. So what that means is when they play this card, they forfeit 2 mana the next turn. So think of it as getting mana on credit. But by doing that, they get Wind Fury, so they can actually attack twice per turn with this weapon for 2 damage. So it's really good.
It's really, really good. This card is so strong, especially for board clear and taking care of low health minions. This is an amazing card.
Really good.
Alright, this one, Spiteful Smith.
This guy is good in certain decks. He's good for classes that play weapons like the Doomhammer.
Right.
So what you'd want to do is like you'd play the Doomhammer, you'd have it down, and then you get your Spiteful Smith. Run him into a minion so that he gets in the Enrage effect, which getting the Enrage effect to trigger means that that card needs to take damage. And then that'll give your Doomhammer 4 damage.
Yeah.
So you can effectively do 8 damage per turn with the Doomhammer with that card. So pretty cool.
Yeah, and on top of that, guys, really where you're going to see this card come into play is if you are playing against anyone with a minion or with a weapon. You're not going to want to put this card in your deck if you're playing like a mage or a warlock or someone without a weapon. You really want like a rogue, even a druid, a hunter at times, or a shaman are really going to be the main ones where you'd see this card become used.
The Raging Worgen.
That's a good card.
Really fun. Yeah, he's fun. 3/3. If you can run him into something like a Paladin's Hero Power card, which is 1/1, he takes 1 damage, but he gains again with triggering that Enrage, so then he can now attack 2 times per turn, and he gets an extra point of damage. So really effective card if used in certain areas.
And then, guys, this is a gold card. So, gold cards you always have a chance to get, okay? And what gold cards are is they look pretty. That's really all they're worth, but you can actually disenchant them for quite a bit more gold. But you can get a gold card of literally any card in the game has a gold card chance proc rate. So, Akky, go ahead.
Yeah, so think of gold cards as like foil cards. If you've ever collected cards before, gold is like the equivalent of foil. The Dread Corsair, again, this is only going to be played if you have a weapon. Pretty good. You know, like if you were to play him with, say, again, the Doomhammer, for example, basically you're going to put the card down and it costs 1 less per the attack of your weapon. So if you're playing it with the Doomhammer, it's going to cost you 2 mana instead of 4 because your Doomhammer has 2 attack. So, pretty cool card.
All right.
But situational again, like the Spiteful Smith.
Exactly. That's that pack. And then, guys, in this episode, we're going to open 5 packs. So be prepared. So we'll have a little bit of chance to gain some stuff here. Let's see. I want to. Oh. Uh-oh.
There. Okay. He did. That's what you're looking for, guys. When you it's Alex. Oh, wow. Okay, very cool. So, Alex Strasser here, this is what we call the legendary card.
Candy just saw it.
So, as you can see, some of the legendary cards have a really high cost, so you can't play this until you get to turn 9. But if you look at its battle cry, the battle cry is played by bringing the minion into the field. So if you play the minion and you pay the 9 mana, it'll activate the battle cry. So if you use this and you're really behind, say you're down to like 15, and your opponent's at 30 health, you can play this and you can set the opponent's health to 15. So you're effectively half.
And
health.
also,
That's
what you can
awesome.
also do is, let's say you're playing a deck where, like mine is going to be, where you have Alex Strasser, Nixia, and Ysera all in the same deck, okay? Like on a Druid, okay? So let's say you have all 3 of those legendaries, you got your Alarmabots, your Druid, you want to play this big deck. Well, what you can do is, if you have, like, let's say, again, you're going against somebody, or even if your health is really low, you can, again, drop this card and buff yourself back to 15 as well.
Exactly.
So if you get to that point where you're very, very low, you can actually use this in 2 ways. You can either destroy your opponent by half of their health, or you can move yourself back up to 15.
Very cool.
It's an amazing card. And it's an 8/8. It's a very, 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 very powerful card.
Congrats, my man.
Let's see. And it looks like the rest of them are normal. That's okay, because we have Ysera, or Alex Strasser. Okay, so again, same card, Raging Warrior. We've had this card
I feel
before.
like with all your legendaries, we should have some Dragon Force music playing.
Yeah, something. Ooh, Young Dragonhawk.
Young
This is,
Dragonhawks. So this card is kind of interesting. It's a 1/1 with Wind Fury, which is... it's hard to say. I mean, it's 1/1.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Anything takes it out, it's...
Well, and that's the
wouldn't
thing
put this
is,
in
you really need, in order to even use this card, you would need, like a battle immune, like a hunter deck. This would be good because it's a beast, and you can actually, if you use the hunter card that can immune, you can actually go ahead and hit with this guy and then get that Wind Fury. The problem is, again, is he only has 1 health, so it's a very, very, it's not a strong card, let's put it that way. It takes a very specific deck, and a very specific set of circumstances to get utilization out of this card.
Yeah, not to mention 3 classes can just ignore him completely with their
Right.
hero power on turn 2. So.
Right.
Betrayal, so rogue card? Yeah, an enemy minion deals its damage to the minions next to it. Okay, that's pretty cool.
This is actually a really cool card, yeah. Especially
Yeah.
for board clear for rogues, as if they need more.
That's kind of nice. It does what it says, guys.
Yeah, and
Demon Fire,
really
my
good
favorite.
card. Really good card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I value this card a lot. It's very, very versatile. So it'll do 2 damage to a minion. Okay, so you can use it to clear a minion off if like it's down to low health and you need to get rid of it. Or you can give it to one of your demons. Bear in mind, you got to play a warlock to be playing demons. You give it 2/2 instead, which is amazing for 2 mana. Like it's a really good card. So it gives you versatility, and that's what you really want when you come into Hearthstone. You want cards that can do
Multiple
versatile
things,
not
right.
just a minion. Yeah, you don't want to just play a minion when you can play something else that does this and is a minion. It's more efficient.
Yeah, this card has... there's just... When you're building decks, guys, you want to understand that a lot of these cards have different abilities, but the more versatile they are, and the more powerful they can become. So if you're behind, or if you have a demon who you can get out, like especially, let's say, even for example, if you were to put out, Flame Imp or Succubus, get that early game card, and the next round you can Demon Fire buff that card, it then becomes insanely strong for an early level card. And that's really what you want to do, is you want to gain advantage on your opponent early. And cards like Demon Fire, especially for your Warlock, are going to be key for that.
Yeah, if you were to play Demon Fire, so imagine this, you play your Flame Imp on turn 1, and it comes out as 3/2, and your opponent only has 1 mana, so he can't deal with it. And then turn 2, you play the Demon Fire, and it is now a 5/4 ready to attack on turn 2.
Ready for pack number 3?
Let's do it.
Come on, more
All
legendaries.
legendaries.
Ooh,
Oh, there's the blue.
there's the blue.
Oh, this one. Blue.
Just one blue. So we'll start with the... Actually, let's save the blue for last. Let's save the blue for last. Let's start. Naturalize.
Naturalize.
This is a good card, except it comes at a very high cost.
Yeah.
This is a good card for late game. If someone puts out, like, say, Alexstrasza, okay, you can literally destroy that minion, but the problem is you're giving your opponent 2 cards. Now, a lot of times this card is a card that you play if you're in dire need of destroying that minion, like a Ysera or a Ragnaros, or something that can just pummel damage into you.
Yeah, if you have no way of dealing with it, and this is your only option, this is, like this card is going to save your butt. But like Nash said, it does make your opponent draw 2 cards, so.
Right.
And draw power is pretty powerful.
And remember, guys, the triangle of attack that we want to maintain, and the 3 things that we always want to be aware of when we're playing Hearthstone is, again, how's my board control, how's my card draw, and where's my life. That's really the main things that we want to understand, is where are we getting these 3 parts, and this is how you win games, is by controlling all 3 of those things. So while this card does help you in board control, it completely screws you in card draw. So that's where you're kind of getting the 1 in one hand, 1 in the other. So that's why you rarely will see this card used unless it's incredibly important that the minion that your opponent lays, you cannot kill it and it needs to die. That's when you would use this.
Yep.
Battle Rage.
Battle Rage. This actually got nerfed a little bit.
Yep.
It's now only friendly characters that are damaged. It used to be every damaged character. So for 2 mana, it used to draw cards.
A lot of cards.
Yeah, you could get like 5 or 6 cards.
Well, because you could do that that thing that does like 1 damage to everything.
Yeah, Whirlwind.
Yeah, Whirlwind,
and then, play that.
And then Battle
Yeah,
Rage, and you would get like 5 cards. Yeah, I mean, it was insane.
It was crazy, but now it just does it too friendly. So if your hero is damaged or your minions, you can play that and get cards.
Now, this card I actually really like.
I love this card.
This card,
this is one of my favorites.
Yeah, this card I find very, very useful. 4/4 for 4 mana, but then you also can give a minion +2 attack, especially if the opponent you're playing doesn't have any defense out at the time and you have a minion ready to go. This is a great way to get some extra damage into their hero.
Yeah, or some cheap, favorable board trade. You've got a 1/1 minion and they've got a 3 health, taunt or whatever. You throw this guy out, buff up the crappier minion, take out the taunt, and then you're left with a strong 4/4. So again, with what I was saying, you want to play a minion that does something, so you're getting the most out of your efficiency. So.
Freezing Trap. I do like this card for hunters.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool song. So this is the secret card, which allows you, basically secrets, you play it. The opponent doesn't know what it is until they do something to activate it. So this one just basically sends it back to the owner's hand and then makes it cost 2 more mana. So say for example you play, what do you want to play? Like a Deathwing, right? Which costs 10 mana. If you freezing trap it, he can no longer play it unless he's got something to reduce
Exactly.
it. It's a pretty fun card.
And the rare is the...
Murloc.
I don't like this card.
This is okay. Like, this card is... There's much better options if you want to draw cards. But if you're going for a Murloc deck, this is a pretty decent card. So.
Yeah, if you're a Murloc deck, the problem is it says each player, guys, so you gotta remember you're also giving your opponent 2 cards. So, weigh out the pros and the cons of that. Alright, we have
3 to go. Let's
2 more in this one.
Oh, 2 more.
Yeah.
Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Oh, epic. Nice. Pyroblast! You've been wanting this for ages.
I have wanted this for so long. This is the best mage
really
card.
Cool. late game card. As you can see, it costs you 8 mana, but it does 10 damage.
And
so you
that's
can put that anywhere into a minion.
and it's so good with spell power.
Oh yeah, you play spell power minions, that thing does some serious damage.
Mm-hmm.
You do it with the legendary archmage Antonidas. This puppy does like, I've seen this thing do up to 20 to 25 damage.
Yeah, this thing is
it's
nuts.
crazy.
Well, especially if you can get a late game Cho out and then throw this out. Oh,
yeah.
It's so good. It's just
So
so
much fun.
good. Again, we had this card
another
last time.
Murloc.
Yep.
So you can see this here. This is to go with the whole murlocs.
Ooh.
Golden abusive, nice.
Abusive Sergeant's a very good one card.
Yeah, this is, you take this because it's very efficient. It does like what the Iron Dwarf does, but it costs 1 mana, and it also has 2 attack. So that in itself makes it.
Yeah, this
Crazy
is a good card. Like Akky was saying earlier, if you have a minion that needs to die, and you have another guy who just doesn't have quite enough health, it's low mana cost. It'll give him enough attack to really kill that other minion, and you still get a 2/1 left over. So it's this card is really good
Again,
for
efficiency,
early game.
guys. Efficiency, minions that do things.
This card's very good.
Oh yeah, very staple in the mage deck.
Mhm.
Just make sure your spells cost 1 less. So it's, you get a couple of those guys out, and all your spells. So that Pyroblast would be 7 mana. With this guy, if you had 2 of them out, it would be 6 mana.
And you get a 3/2 as well. Like it's
exactly.
yeah.
So,
And Snipe.
Snipe. Another one of the secret cards again for the Hunter. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the Hunter secrets. So that one there just basically lets
What
you.
is this?
You unlocked the legendary. Nice. So legendary number 2 again. This I've seen this a few times. This is when you have unlocked every Murloc in the game.
Yep.
Yeah, you get this guy as a legendary. So you can play a whole lot of Murlocs, and Murloc's actually really strong in this game. Like if you play a Murloc-centric deck,
But
and
you have
box
to
them
play
all
the
up,
Murloc deck
yeah,
in
you
order for
can't
it to
half-ass
really
it.
be. Yeah.
You gotta go all in with the Murlocs, and if you do it and you get good draw, they are pretty unstoppable. I mean, I've seen people win on turn 3 with Murlocs. So.
Absolutely.
But nice, congrats, man.
All right, so we got one more pack in this episode, guys.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
See if we can get another one. Oh.
There's blue. All right.
Oh, there's the rest.
So we'll end with the blue.
And with the
Venture Mercenary.
This card here, very interesting, but very amazing because it's 5 mana for a 7/6, and there's not a lot that can deal with this card for
In
5
turn
mana.
5, no.
Yeah.
Besides maybe
Right.
Assassinate, that's really the only thing you're going to run into.
That's the only thing that comes to mind. Sap, which this is only gonna be good against like rogue cards decks. So. But it does make all your other minions cost 3 more, so you're paying a hefty advantage.
And I've actually seen this card utilized very well in spell power
it's-
decks.
it's
Any
a
deck
very-
where you have spells being cast, like a mage deck or a warlock deck that has high spell damage, anything that you're really trying to put out a lot of damage via spells, this card comes into play because it doesn't do anything to spells, just minions. So
Okay.
if you're playing an opponent who has a lot of low-level minions, this card will really destroy their deck early.
A lot of beef, basically, for 5 mana. It's very strong. Here's the Flamer that we talked about earlier on. That I talked about. Love this guy. Look
Yep.
at this. 1 mana, the 3/2. But he does do 2 damage to the hero, which is fine. Warlocks have a lot of things that can deal with it. But you're trading that for that early strong aggression. And like I said, if you can combo this up with the Demon Fire,
Yep.
you're dealing with a 5/4 on turn 2.
Exactly. And that's very, very hard to overcome.
Yeah, it's strong. So love that guy.
Inner Rage.
Inner Rage. Okay, so this here triggers. This is a really good card for triggering Enrage cards.
Yep.
Yeah, so you basically deal 1 damage to it. You then trigger the Enrage, but you're also going to give it an additional 2 attack on top of whatever.
Yeah,
the Enrage
I've seen this used with Gurabashi Berserkers
Yeah,
to
perfect.
just absolutely wreck other people.
Exactly. Or like that Raging Worgen we saw earlier that was 3/3. It would then go to 3/2 for 6/2. Is
Yeah.
what its attack would be.
And it would have with Wind Fury, yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost you anything to do it
Exactly.
because it's a free
It
card.
does some serious damage. Stormforge Axe, so another Shaman weapon, pretty much a staple in the Shaman, really good for board clear. So, and the Violet Teacher, I don't really like this card. It's I don't know.
It's not,
It
yeah.
lacks. It would be okay, like the 3/5. It's all right. I mean, I guess
If you could put this with, like, the problem is you really have to have a lot of low-level spells, so unless you're a mage, like,
yeah,
or even a priest, maybe I could see it, but the problem is that 1/1 Violet Apprentice really
it's 1/1.
is very lackluster. Yeah, it's 1/1. It's not a huge deal. I could see it going well in, like, a Shaman deck with Bloodlust.
Yeah,
I could see that being okay, but
yeah, I mean, when you play it, the thing is, like, when you play the spell and you activate the little 1/1, it can't attack until next turn. So
Right.
it's basically sitting there doing nothing.
well, alright guys, well that's the first 5 packs. Hope you like this episode, and we're going to do another 2 episodes, get all 15 of these packs open, and kind of explain the cards for you. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Akky, anything else?
No, that's all. Let's hope for some more legendaries, guys.